Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from Fox News. Fox News Channel finishes second quarter atop all of basic cable. Tucker Carlson tonight is the most watched show in cable news. That's why the episode I had before, when Tucker Carlson said that the NSA was spying on him to get him off the air. That tells me, folks, that conservative people, the few normal Democrats that are left, there are a few around, and just the average, everyday, common sense people are winning. Fox News Channel averaged 1.2 million viewers to finish the second quarter of 2021 as the most watched network in all of basic cable. Fox News also finished number one during the primetime hours of 8 to 11, which is the most important one, the most expensive for advertisers, averaging 2.2 million viewers. Unbelievable. Fox News now has been the most watched cable news network for 78 straight quarters and has finished atop all of basic cable for 6 consecutive quarters. 78 straight quarters. So what's 6 years is 72. So for 6.5 years has been the most watched cable news network. 6.5 years. So this is before Trump, folks. What happened? They stopped being news shows. Let's read on. Tucker Carlson tonight averaged 2.9 million viewers to finish the quarter as the most watched show in cable news, while Hannity averaged 2.7 to finish second. I was surprised the show was that close, frankly. I'm not putting the guy down. I was just surprised. The 5 averaged 2.6. I like the 5 a lot. I don't know why Juan Williams isn't in therapy. Averaged 2.6 million to finish third, topping all programs on MSNBC and CNN despite airing at 5 p.m. Yeah, which is not a great viewer time for the number of viewers. People are just coming home from work, they're making dinner, people have kids, they're getting their kids ready. There's a lot going on at 5. Commute. MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show and Fox News' The Ingram Angle rounding out the top 5, while CNN's most popular program, Cuomo Prime Time, finished at number 22. 22. While the scandal play Chris Cuomo had the most watched show on CNN, it finished behind 14 different Fox News shows and 7 MSNBC offerings. Now, that sentence says a lot. Had the most watched show on CNN, and yet their most watched show is 22nd. 14 of them are Fox shows, 7 are MSNBC's. Tucker also finishes the most watched show among the demo, averaging 487,000 with the age 25 to 54. That's an advertiser thing. That's the group, if I remember correctly, spends the most money, which makes perfect sense. I had a small business for a long time. You want to go where the people, in this case, are spending money. Who spends the most money? This group. Okay, that's who we want to advertise to. So they can go after Tucker all they want to and his sponsors. His sponsors, i.e. advertising that's on his channel, has got to be making a crap ton of money. A crap ton. CNN has struggled, they're being kind actually, has struggled for an identity during the Biden era and had its lowest rated month among both total viewers and the demos since July 2019. CNN's primetime lineup Sound like Elmer Fudd, baby. CNN's primetime lineup of Cuomo, Anderson Cooper, and Don Lemon. That's what Tucker calls them. Look at that group. Cuomo, Cooper, and Lemon. CCL. They're not CCR, though. Those guys are really good. Had the worst month among the key demo since August 2015. That's when that was before the election of Trump and Clinton. Good Lord. Meanwhile, Gutfeld, now I like Greg a lot. You know what? He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. He's a sharp guy. He's funny as hell, too. And what's nice about guys like Gutfeld is they don't take themselves too seriously. Meanwhile, Gutfeld outdrew anything CNN had to offer, regardless of time slot. Gutfeld's on at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. And he still beat every single show CNN had to offer. Fox News late night program even topped ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live, big shocker, and NBC's The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon in the Nielsen +3 metric. You know, I know Dave Letterman's a big lefty, and I'm showing my age now, but if they could get another Johnny Carson or a Johnny Carson type, that person would just sweep the late night ratings. And at one time, I think Jimmy Kimmel used to be a funny guy. He really was. He was cool and he was funny. And they fell into this trap that you have to be the orange man bad hater. And it's just incredible to me that these networks and all of them, now I know they're all in California. I know they're in the LA Hollywood area. I know they live in a bubble. I realize all of that. But Jesus, these guys got to get out once in a while. They got to read articles once in a while. I just don't understand. 2 or 3 shows will go anti-Trump, and the ratings take a crap. So the rest of them say, hey, let's go anti-Trump too. I don't get it. And these are people that are running multi-billion-dollar corporations. Fox and Friends special report with Bret Baier. Bret Baier is probably the fairest reporter on television. Honestly and truly. He's the old school type. Even though other Cronkite was a lefty, and you could kind of tell a little bit, it was very hard to tell. Brinkley, NewsHour, Huntley Brinkley, and all those guys, even Dan Rather, to the piece of crap nut bar he's turned into, was actually somewhat decent when he first started. It's amazing to me what's happened. I guess they consider regular news just boring. Well, Bret Baier's doing okay. Fox and Friends special report with Bret Baier, America's Newsroom with Bill Hemmer, and Dana Perino. I like Dana a lot. She's cool. Bill's a good guy. The Faulkner of Focus, Outnumbered. America Reports with John Roberts and Sandra Smith. I'm Back and Forth with John Roberts. And Martha McCallum's The Story. I love Martha. She, don't tell her husband, I got a major crush on Martha McCallum. She is so freaking cool. I like her a lot. Maria Bartoloma is number 2 on my list. I think they're both married, so don't tell their husbands. I think Martha's so cool. And personality, intelligence, how she carries herself. Plus, she's very attractive. Not that it matters, but she is just cool. We're among the Fox News Channel programs to win their respective time slots in total viewers category. All the data courtesy of Nielsen Research. Now, none of the other networks are saying, well, these numbers aren't right and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I had a convenience store for a long time in a very high, I should say low income, high minority area. And I'm a really conservative guy, and I had a pretty big mouth. And I alienated a lot of customers. I sold it this March. The store closed, and then I sold the building. And that was my doing. I don't know I was doing it. I converted a lot of people, not so much to be conservative, but get off that stupid, progressive nonsense. At least I put them in the center, and that's a big deal to get a lefty to come center. And I converted a lot of people, so I was a target by the local progressives. Anybody that's from New York State knows the Working Families Party. Interesting name. Their office was less than a block from my store. Lucky me. In fact, you could see it from my front door. They pretty much come after me, and that's okay. I'm not a victim. I wasn't going to back down. I had a giant Trump 2020 sign on the side of my building real high. A big, huge sign for Claudia Tenney, who ends up winning New York 22nd Congressional District. And then I had another one where I had Claudia Tenney and Donald Trump in the same picture. And it was huge, gigantic. It was probably about 5-6 foot tall, the picture. And I had it on the side of my building way high. And I used to make people crazy around here. You know what? F them. Too bad. Did it hurt me? Yeah. So, you got to balance it. As a business person, you got to balance how much you get involved in politics. And I think I went over the line, but that was my choice. But I digress a little bit. But these guys are great. They're absolutely great. Are they perfect? No. In fact, I even said in the episode previous to this, Tucker Carlson is my man. He's my boy. Who would have thought that 10 years ago, some baby-faced, dorky nerd with a bow tie would be one of the few people that has an excellent chance of saving this republic? You would have said I was nuts. You might say that now, but I have a lot more credibility of that statement now than before. Who would have thought? So you never know who's going to come up to take up the slack, to push back on untruths and lies, to help the country and the republic and the people that are in it. You never know who's going to come up. So good for Fox. I'm glad. Here's the part I don't get. All of these MSNBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, you notice the number even listed in the top 20. MSNBC is the only one. They got to have their people. They sit around in the mornings or maybe a couple times a week in the conference rooms trying to figure out how to increase viewership. They have to. That's their job. And I'm sure if they're not doing that, their stockholders are going to want to know, how is it that they always double down? You're doing something that's killing you, but you double down. You have a business to run. Your business. You're beholding to tens of thousands of stockholders. Unlike my business, I was a sole owner. I could do what I want. If it hurt me, it hurt me. If it helped me, it helped me. But they have a fiduciary responsibility to the stockholders in their company or their parent company. I don't understand. And a lot of these are very, very intelligent business people. Are they letting their ideology and their hatred and their anger destroy maybe even billion-dollar companies? But it's not just one. It's 3, 4, 5. ABC, NBC, and CBS has been around as long as there's been television. I'll be 65 this November. I remember early television. I remember when the first neighborhood, I grew up in upstate New York in Binghamton, up on the south side by Ross Park Zoo. It was still in the city, but it was kind of considered a suburb in a way because there wasn't many houses. There's a lot now. And I remember when the first house in the neighborhood got cable. And we all used to go over to his house. It was Wasser's house. And we used to go over on Saturday afternoons. It was channels 2 through 13 with a dial. And we used to watch Monster Movie Matinee out of Syracuse. And he was the only kid that had cable in the neighborhood. Mr. Wasser, his father got fed up and he said, I'm going to call all your fathers, all you boys, and tell them, get cable so I can get these kids out of my house every Saturday. It's funny now, and that's all you had. ABC, NBC, and CBS for many, many, many years until Ted Turner started CNN, which I know he didn't foresee this, But even still, how can they not see what they're doing? Why would you continuously poke yourself in the eye with a sharp pencil and then turn around and see that it's not working and do it twice as much the next time? I just don't get it. I don't get it. But here's the fine point of it all. I kind of got carried away. Here's the fine point of it all. These ratings show something that scares the crap out of the progressives and the progressive Democrats and the leftists. These ratings show that the conservative people, the normal people, the common sense people of this country are the majority. And not only the majority, we're winning. It's going to be a long, hard road, but we're winning. And I'll leave you with this thought. Why they look so unhappy all the time, these morons. After last year's election, the Democrats won the White House. After the special elections in the Senate, they had 50-50 in the Senate, i.e. control, but barely. They lost 12 seats in the House, but still were 5 up. So they control all 3. The Senate, the House, and the presidency. You would think they would be smiling their asses off, but they're not. Even from the day they won. They're angry, they're upset. You know why? Because the smart ones know they may be batshit crazy, but they're not stupid, a lot of them. And they know what's coming. They know they're losing, and they don't know what to do. So they just lash out. They see what's coming, and they're scared to death. And there's nothing more dangerous than a powerful animal or a powerful network or a powerful government that sees its days being numbered, and they will lash out and do some incredibly crazy things. So for the next few months, it's going to be tough for us conservative people. But we know in the end, just like after Pearl Harbor got bombed and things looked dark, Revolutionary War in America, things looked dark. The long-term strategy. Republicans are slowly coming around. The neocons are slowly getting pushed out. I wish it was faster, but you have to have some patience. It's happening. The Republican Party is turning slower than I would like, and the Democrats see it, and they paint themselves into a corner, and they don't know what to do. We are winning. Don't forget that. And until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.